Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. I hope you guys have had yourself a great weekend. Later on in the show, I'm going to announce the winner of the £800 Boohoo voucher. Big up Boohoo. I've got one of their shirts on today. Remember, we did that competition on Saturday, £800 Boohoo voucher. I asked you for free under the radar signings Arsenal could make. The response was unbelievable, and I got some great responses. And I'm going to announce the winner to that later on. And remember, the link is in the description. If you want to get a 40% discount off of any Boohoo stuff, use the code AFTV. Transfers. Before I get into that, I don't know if you guys saw the statement yesterday that came out from Vinay. Of course, he's taken over now. Sanelli, as you can see in that picture, is gone. And there, just sat next to Stan Kroenke, is Vinay. He is now the man in charge of operations. He's the CEO. And a couple of interesting statements coming out from him yesterday, where he really seems to get what Arsenal fans are after. And he said in his statement, "We know that we're not where we want to be, and we are impatient because we want to get where we want to be as quickly as we possibly can. Our objectives are to be back competing for winning the biggest trophies in the game. And if you're an Arsenal Football Club, and if you're in the Premier League, there's two trophies that really matter, and that's the Premier League trophy and the Champions League trophy. That has to be the objectives of a football club like Arsenal. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be straightforward. There's a whole load of competition, but that has to be the objective for this football club." And here. I'm glad that he gets it. I mean, all the talk is that he's a real Arsenal man through and through. So hopefully he's going to understand the fans more. I think this is a guy that does understand the relationship with the fans has to improve. He realizes in that statement why fans are impatient. This is a huge football club. When people turn around and say, "Oh, Arsenal fans are always moaning," hey, listen, when was the last time we won the Premier League? Right? It's a very, very, very long time ago. When was the last time we even competed for the Premier League? So I'm glad that he gets it, but is he going to put his words into actions? That's the important thing. Well, he could start, and it would be a big, big, big sign that Arsenal are being ambitious by holding on to this man. And that is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And all the rumours that are coming out of the club, coming out of various sources, is that he has signed. He will be announced as signing a brand new contract worth £250,000 a week. And right now, this guy deserves every penny of that, including add-ons and incentives and stuff like that if he does even better. And yesterday, he dropped a very cryptic tweet with like a sort of, timer on it. It's almost certain that he's now looking like he's going to sign. And listen, it's very important that this gets done. It would send a very bad signal to the fans and to everybody else if he didn't sign a new contract. So I'm glad that they've worked hard on this one. And I just want to see it done now. I just want to see it over the line. I think it will send a huge message to the fan base and to the world of football that, you know what, Arsenal actually held on to their best player. Arsenal actually serious. You saw the importance last night in that Manchester United game of having a top striker. And it was really interesting watching that game. And then afterwards to hear the studio talking, the studio in BT Sport, the pundits saying, "Oh, if they had a better striker." And I'm like, hold on a minute. I thought you guys said you had the best strikers. You had Greenwood, you had Martial, Rashford. These are the... Listen, they didn't take their chances, United, in that game, and they got punished. Now, you saw in that final and the semi-final of the FA Cup, Aubameyang, how sharp he was, how he did take his chances. And that is the advantage of having a world-class striker, and that is what he is. And if we can get him signed up, that's an important statement. Hopefully we can hear something on that one this week. Remember, we're only a couple of weeks away now from the Community Shield, which is going to be played at Wembley. Not too sure if Aubameyang will figure in that because, and a lot of first-team players because they're going to need a bit of a holiday. But the players will be back in training very soon. So let's hope we hear an announcement on that one this week. But Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang set to sign a new contract, 3-year contract at Arsenal, and that will be a big thing for us. Could this be the other signing this week? Gabriel from Lille. We've spoken about him so many times on the show. 22. As I said on the show yesterday, it seems to be boiling down to a straight choice: Napoli or Arsenal. Lille have accepted bids of £27 million from both Arsenal and Napoli. It's now down to the player. Where does he want to play his football? Does he want to go to Napoli? Big club. You know what I mean? I've been to Naples. I've seen their fan base. They are huge in Italy, but they're not as big a club as Arsenal. I'm sorry. Arsenal is a bigger club. You get a bigger profile for playing for Arsenal. He's Brazilian. We got a lot of Brazilians at Arsenal. Remember Edu's in charge there as a Brazilian as well. So he'll be able to fit in easily because there are a lot of Brazilians in English football, as there are in Italian football, to be fair as well. But it's going to come down to a straight choice. What could help us is the fact that with Napoli, it's probably going to mean that Koulibaly's moving out. They've got to sort all that out. Maybe we can move quicker on this, but hopefully we can get this done. He's a left-footed centre-back, and we really could do, with, as we all know, with getting a left-footed centre-back. Defence is so important. Again, the Man United game last night, the defending was shocking for that second goal. It was all good, though. I enjoyed that game last night. One guy actually who stood out in that game and we've been linked to is Diego Carlos. He's a rugged defender. I think he would do brilliantly in the Premier League. Arsenal have been linked with him. Interest has cooled a little bit because of the price. Sevilla won about £50 million for him. £50 million plus, they're saying. This is another guy that's been signed by Monchi. Remember, Arsenal were interested in the possibility of bringing in Monchi to handle their transfers. He's brilliant. He finds these little under-the-radar guys, brings them in, and then next minute, when they are ready to sell him on, it's millions. This is another one. He was, all right, he gave away the penalty. He can be slightly rash at times, but I think he'd do very well in the Premier League. Very combative. But I'm not too sure if Arsenal now, the price is just going to be too high on him. I do think where they would really like to spend that money is Gabriel. That's a lot cheaper, younger as well at 22, and very highly rated. Now, this was a strange one. Arsenal linked yesterday to Felipe Anderson of West Ham. The 27-year-old winger didn't have a great season last year, to be fair. I think the first season he came in at West Ham, he was brilliant. I remember saying to Nicky and the guys at West Ham Fan TV, I'll go, yeah, you know what? I'd have him in Arsenal. He would be brilliant. A very good player, but seemingly a player that's hot and cold. 1 week a world beater, the next week anonymous. But Arsenal linked to him. Incidentally, he's a client of Kia Jarapchin, another one. So maybe we're just getting linked to any player that is a client of Kia Jarapchin, but he is a client of Kia Jarapchin, and we've been linked with him. As I said, great player, but we do not need another winger. That's for sure. For me, that's why I found that rumor really strange. And as I said, I had my West Ham mate saying, "Is this true? Are you guys really after him?" But I just can't see it. Makes no sense. We've got enough in that department right now, and it just makes no sense whatsoever for me to be looking to go and get another winger. Because of the changes that have been made at Arsenal, Raul Sanelli leaving, does this change circumstances for certain players, including this guy, Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Now, came in the final of the FA Cup, was brilliant. Semi-final, brilliant. Had little problems with Mikel Arteta when Arteta first came in, but Arteta's really turned him around. And I can really see this guy being a very, very important player. Incidentally, he also has been linked with West Ham. So we're getting linked with, their guys, and they're being linked with Ainsley. Now, from what I'm hearing, he may even stay now. Now that Raul Sanelli has left, and it's Edu and Arteta in charge, in charge of operations. We already knew that Arteta objected to him being sold. The rumours are now that he may stay at Arsenal. I think if he does stay, I think that would be a good move. I think, why sell this guy? There's other players in the team you can sell. He's still young. He's going to get better. I always gauge that on players as well. Are they going to get any better than what they are now? Ainsley Maitland-Niles under Mikel Arteta, in a year's time, is he going to improve? The answer for me is yes. He's going to be much better. And if you did want to sell him, he'd be worth a lot more then. So for me, I hope that Arsenal do hold on to him. I could see him playing a big role. But that's going to be, again, another one that's interesting to see because, as I said, a lot of the rumours are saying now because of the changes, and I've had it from quite a decent source as well, they are considering keeping Ainsley, and he may not go. He's been linked with teams like Tottenham. I don't want to see that happen. So let's see how that one develops. Now, the competition yesterday, on Saturday I did for Boohoo Man for that £800 voucher. Let me just say, the response was unbelievable. On YouTube alone, over 5,000 comments. Unreal for a video, right? With you guys giving me under the radar players, and they were so good. They were so good that I really found it hard to choose a winner. This guy, though, hopefully I pronounce his name right. It's a Kogosi Kajobiki. He came up with 3 under the radar signings. Not only did 3 under the radar signings, but the way he scouted them, I thought was absolutely brilliant. We've mentioned some of these on the show before. This first one has been linked with Arsenal before, and his name is Dominik Szoboszlai. Probably pronounced that right. He's Hungarian, right? I know. All right. A Hungarian person, please come on and put me right on the pronunciations. Apologies if the pronunciation is wrong. But he currently plays for RB Salzburg, attacking midfielder. Kogos even broke down. He said that he had 12 goals and 18 assists in 40 appearances, averages 2 shots, 1.4 key passes and 0.9 dribbles per 90 minutes. That is how good this guy was, man. He was breaking everything down. Attacking midfielder, and he said, that would be a great under-the-radar signing, wouldn't cost Arsenal too much money. The second person he went with in his 3 was this guy. Again, I've heard of him before. Don't know a lot about him, but he's highly rated. His name is Sandro Tonali. He's only 20. He plays for Brescia over there in Italy. He's a defensive midfielder, and he broke it down again. He said averages 1.2 tackles, 0.9 aerials, 4.4 duels, and 1.2 clearances every 90 minutes. That's impressive. Defensive midfielder, plays for Brescia. Remember, Brescia not a big club, so again, that would be a good under the radar signing. And finally, and this guy's good, right? He went for this guy, Daniel Axel Zagadou, from Borussia Dortmund. He's a centre-back, again, young, 21. He's left-footed. We know that we're looking for a left-footed centre-back. He's also comfortable in a back 3, Kogossi said. Averages 0.9 interceptions, 1 tackle, 0.4 fouls, 2.3 clearances, and 0.5 blocks every 90 minutes. I have seen him play. He's decent as well. French. Some good scouting there. This guy was impressive. Trust me, Arsenal might need to sign this guy up. Those are 3. He's the Monchi. I have to call you Kogossi Monchi, right? Because those are 3 really good under-the-radar signings. So well done to you. You've won yourself the £800 Boohoo Man voucher. Congratulations to you on that one. And don't forget, if you want anything from Boohoo Man, use the code AFTV in the description and you can get yourself a 40% discount. Thanks to those guys from Boohoo Man for that activation. Really enjoyed that, and the fans really got involved. So, could it be this week that it gets done? Aubameyang signs the Ting. Please, Let it happen this week, Arsenal. I think it will be, especially after the news that came out about Raul Sanelli, it will be great, great feel-good news for every Arsenal fan.